IT, forging IT security experts. Secure Ninja.
Hey everyone, I'm Alicia Webb with SecureNinjaTV. I am here at RSA 2013 in San Francisco. It's an amazing show. Today I'm speaking with Ori Spigelman. He is the Director of Product Management at Cloudlock. Now, Cloudlock, I know your main goal is to extend enterprise data security to the cloud.
Yes, indeed.
Tell us about that.
All right, so thanks very much for your time, of course.
Definitely. Thanks for speaking with us.
Well, Cloudlock comes to address a very clear trend in today's IT where technology is pretty much driven more and more by the end users. So gone are the days when what you saw in the workplace became your standard at home. Today it goes the other way around. For the same reason it is hard to come up with a good James Bond. The end consumer has the better technology and they bring these standards to the office space, and then it becomes a question for the IT personnel whether they are willing to let this type of technologies in, or will they resist it. And the risk of resisting it is that then you usually encourage what is, I know, as shadow IT, which is the situation where users would say, all right, so you're not allowing me to use any sharing technologies I'm used to work with. I'll just bring Dropbox, great tool, and on the side, whenever I do need to share and collaborate on something, I'll just use it. And then what ends up happening is that you as the admin essentially lose control because you have no idea what people are using, you have no way to track and monitor it. And by that, you essentially lost the battle by resisting the technology. And what we try to do essentially is allow. So we're specifically focused these days on Google applications, but we are moving to other verticals as well. But take Google as a good example. Google is an amazing productivity tool. It's terrific for collaboration. It allows you to actually have all the data in one centralized location, being Google, essentially, where Google does a terrific job protecting it, and then there's tons of functionality on top of that that makes it really useful. Rather than sending an attachment, losing track of the data forever, you actually have a control of whether something is shared. You can figure out if a sharing is appropriate, you can pull it back if you want to, something you cannot do once you send an attachment out, then the data is gone and forget about it.
Right.
And what we bring to the picture, we are sort of like an enabler of Google, because the first question that comes up from the administrator's perspective is, all right, very cool, I'm going to bring this stuff in, and people will use it, but how do I keep control? So if I have 10 users, that's not a big deal, but if I'm in a big organization that has thousands and thousands of user accounts, and over time you share stuff, users inadvertently share things with external entities, and they don't always remember to pull that sharing back, but the document keeps on living, and essentially it's very easy to lose track of who actually gets to see my data. And that's what we bring to the table. We give you this, we're a Google app ourselves, so we live inside Google. When we scan all of your data using your granted authority for that, we don't need to take the data out, and essentially we give you an aggregated view of various security dimensions, such as show me all the documents that have been shared that are currently shared externally, apply a policy that pulls all these documents that are shared with a specific entity I don't want to collaborate with, or purge the sharing of everyone who has a yahoo.com extension, because that's a personal account, they shouldn't be shared on enterprise data. Another aspect that we cover, we track all the applications that are installed by users in your domain. So these days in the software as a service world, it's really just 2 clicks away for any user to grab any application and grant it access. You don't need to install anything. The administrator can no longer prevent the installation. And once these applications get access to the user accounts, in the case of Google, to their G Drive or to their G+, these applications essentially are granted a free pass to walk in and grab information whenever they need to. And while in most cases that's not an issue because you might trust the vendor, sometimes it may not be so great. So again, we bring up the complete, we allow you to discover everything that is installed so that you as the administrator could make the informed decision of, do I allow this application to be there or not, and purge it if you decide that shouldn't be there. The same goes for a document that's been shared publicly. If I think it shouldn't be, I'll go and purge it. And everything is logged, so the admin, a privileged user, cannot abuse that, right? And everything stays within Google. We don't take it out. And the point becomes that once you trust in Google for securing the bits and bytes, because they do that great, and they have amazing functionality, to the extent we add that layer that just gives you the peace of mind as the admin, knowing that you'll be able to monitor what goes on, how data is being shared, and act on it to mitigate any exposure very quickly. And all that without a very long-winded answer. Sorry, I'm getting to the point.
Okay.
There is a point.
Yeah.
And all that without interfering actually with the user experience. So that's the whole point. We think using Google applications should be encouraged because it increases productivity.
Right.
So we're not getting in the way, we're just making sure that anything that goes on would remain within your scope as the admin and that you'd be able to act upon it quickly.
Yeah, makes sense. Now I know that the whole bring your own device is a big topic here at RSA in previous years, and moving forward I'm sure it will be as well.
Right.
How does Cloudlock kind of help out with the whole bring your own device?
So the nice thing is that let's say that you're using your Android phone to log into your drive and share and do whatever. All this data is still associated with your Gmail account, so we cover it just as well. So any action that would, so it's not so much our concern that you're using a mobile right now. That's not what I care about. I care about, do you use this mobile to share data that you shouldn't be sharing with the wrong person?
Right.
So we're thinking more about the consequence of your actions rather than the means to it. And I think that that's where the world is going to. It's more about use whatever device that works for you to do the work that you're supposed to do. And just as the security administrator, I just need to make sure that you're not creating new problems or risk from our organization. So work with whatever works for you, bring your own device, and we'll just keep track on the data because that's the asset that the enterprise cares about. That's where the risk is.
Right.
And we'll just make sure that it doesn't matter what the endpoint was, that you didn't do something you weren't supposed to do, that we can control it once it happens.
Definitely. Now, in your experience, what would you say is like the adoption rate of the cloud into enterprise? Are we talking just small companies, or what is the profile of most of your customers?
So first of all, the profile, there's no specific profile. We see the technology being adopted by organizations of all sizes. We have customers ranging from just a handful of all the way up to 65,000 and even more.
Wow.
So major companies, very well-known names are on our customer list, and I know that Google has been reporting amazing numbers in terms of the adoption of their application. At this point, it's this whole division of Google, even though it is dwarfed in comparison to the rest of their stuff, it still is $1.5 billion business, and we see it. We've grown 500% in the past year, and we have over 2.5 million users of the application behind all of those hundreds of customers that we have on our list. And this is our well-established enterprises. They all see the value of replacing their standing IT costs of running files and email, which is not the main competency of the business. If you're a bank, that's not where your forte is. And replacing that with $50 per user for a functionality is just racing, because Google keeps on bringing up new stuff. It is extremely impressive, and there's no way to compete with that, and they know how to safeguard their data better than anyone, and corporates see that. And again, where they do see the gap, which Google does actually allow knowingly, Google really encourages the ecosystem around it, which we are a part of. They're saying, that's what I see. We'll advance the technology, we'll advance the scale, we'll offer more functionality for the end user, make it highly productive, highly useful, and will allow companies like ISVs like Cloudlock to come in and fill very specific gaps, being the domain expert of what would make the CISO's life easier once this has been deployed. And that's essentially how things work out. We have extremely established customers. This is not a the game for only a game for small new
Right.
companies. This is, you see players that's been there for a while that are making the shift, and I haven't seen one that has regretted it since still.
Yeah. Has RSA been a successful show for you so far this year?
Yeah, we've been enjoying quite a bit of traction. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I hope that talking myself to death here would yield some results. I'm not a salesperson, but I think I saw
Absolutely.
real interest. I'm happy with it.
Definitely, it'll help get the word out there about this issue and your product that has a solution for the issue. So
And obviously, I got to see the Soup Nazi,
yeah, yes, you did.
which essentially makes this event a huge success. Huge success.
That is so cool. I think I'm going to interview the Soup Nazi next.
You should.
Yes.
Send him my regards.
Our interview was great, but I really need to find out some things from the Soup Nazi that I've been wondering for years.
Nope.
Like, what is in his soup? that makes
No
it so
cloud
good?
for you. Come back 1 year.
No
Yes.
cloud for you. Is this your first? How many years have you guys been at RSA?
This is our second year. Yes, the company has been about 3 years now.
Okay. And
So
you said
we're-
500% growth
In the past year. Yeah, you can definitely see. So we get this derivative of Google's business, but they see us as an enabler. They're being really very generous with us, and we appreciate their support, and we love their product, and it all works out very well so far. So.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Alicia. I appreciate yours.
Definitely. We enjoyed speaking with you and learning all about Cloudlock. So everyone at home, make sure that you keep up on everything we're doing at RSA and everyone we're speaking with. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/SecureNinja. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook so you don't miss a thing. I'm Alicia Webb. Thank you for watching.
Secure Ninja Shorts are brought to you by SecureNinja.com, a world leader in information security and IT training and certification. Our master instructors will help build you into a highly skilled and marketable security professional. SecureNinja.com, forging IT security experts.